Hello everyone, welcome to the Anime Recap Media YouTube channel. Please like the video, subscribe to help our channel and enjoy this full video.
Nurugai and her assailant Tenza wandering Shinzenkaio. Suddenly, a mysterious figure arrives and attacks Nurugai and Tenza. Tenza slices up the being and flees with Nurugai into the forest. The being attaches its sliced up parts using plant vines and catches up. Tenza's master Cheyenne arrives, and he attacks the being, allowing the three to flee. When they find safety, Cheyenne belittles Tenza for his lackluster skills. He explains he's alone because he finished his duty. Cheyenne couldn't find his way home because he couldn't find a current that led away from the island. Cheyenne found a stream that holds a possible escape route. He decided to look for others with a similar purpose and eventually ran into Nurugai and Tenza. Tenza asks him to take him to the current he found, but Cheyenne wants to know why he's protecting Nurugai because it's against the rules. He shows a piece of his criminal's hair to them to show he's following the shogunate's rules. Tenza says Nurugai's done nothing wrong, but Cheyenne doesn't want to hear it. He confirms Tenza's committing an act of treason for not carrying out his assailant duties. Tenza retaliates, saying Cheyenne wasn't obligated to take Tenza in when he was homeless but chose to. Cheyenne says it's because he sensed potential in Tenza, and Tenza uses his statement to argue for Nurugai's protection. After hearing him out, Cheyenne withdraws his sword but warns Tenza if protecting her threatens the Yamada clan or him, he'll execute Nurugai. Suddenly, the being returns and wounds Cheyenne. Tenza attacks the being, but his attacks prove useless, resulting in the thing fatally wounding Tenza. In a flashback, Cheyenne tells a young Tenza he took him in because he sensed potential in him. During his training with Cheyenne, Tenza argues he doesn't have potential and wants to quit. Cheyenne says if he can land one blow on him, he'll allow Tenza to leave. Aizen approaches Tenza and asks him to follow him to a cemetery. Aizen shows Tenza Cheyenne's former junior Teshin's grave. Aizen explains Teshin left Cheyenne and pursued a life of crime. Cheyenne had to execute Teshin for his crimes. This led Cheyenne to become a passionate mentor and gave him the spark to help people. Tenza returns to train with Cheyenne. Although he's on the brink of death, Tenza plans to stall this long enough for Cheyenne and Nurugai to escape. Cheyenne flees with Nurugai into the forest, leaving Tenza with the being. The being defeats Tenza. Cheyenne promises to make them pay for what they've done. We receive a close-up of Tenza's lifeless body as a cherry blossom petal lands on his headband. In a flashback, Tenza managed to land a blow on Cheyenne. Instead of quitting, Tenza asks Cheyenne if he can train him more with the sword. The episode closes with a close-up of a cherry blossom branch. Senta becoming overwhelmed by the number of mysteries on the island. They all fall asleep except for Gabimaru, who recalls Senta telling him they should gather intel about the Tensen and create a plan before traveling to the Horai region of Shinzenkaio that holds the elixir of life. Gabimaru decides to leave the others behind in the present and reach Horai using the information they gathered from Hoko. Gabimaru reaches a misty area where the sentient trees are praying to something. Although Gabimaru knows it's dangerous to travel alone without a plan, he's determined to grab the elixir and return to his wife. Before Gabimaru opens the gate to Horai, the plant-like Tensen who killed Tenza arrives. The being asks Gabimaru to leave because they don't want to fight. Gabimaru asks the being if they make elixir out of humans to trigger the Tensen. They engage in combat. Although Gabimaru wounds the Tensen whips out a new technique to wound him severely. Fueled by his desire to see his wife, Gabimaru trades swift blows with the Tensen, tearing off several of its limbs. He backs off, and the Tensen transforms into a flower-like creature. The creature overwhelms Gabimaru to the point where he sees his wife in a dream. Even though Gabimaru wishes that what he's witnessing is real, he's glad he gets to see his wife again. The creature grabs Gabimaru, but he uses his last bit of energy to damage it. Before Tensen finishes Gabimaru, Mei rescues him, and they retreat. Meanwhile, Sagiri requests the others to help her find Gabimaru in Horai. Hoko agrees to accompany them because he feels Mei went after Gabimaru. During their trip, Hoko explains the origins of the Tensen to our group. Meanwhile, the Tensen hold a meeting going over the news of humans arriving on Shinzenkaio. One of the Tensen named Ju outs their member Eugene for performing their watch duties poorly and Gabimaru forces them to use their Kishikai transformation. A purple-haired Tensen tells Ju FAA to stop toying with Eugene because they're family and says he's the only one who can harm Eugene. He reminds Ju FA that he should have been monitoring his humans, Chobei and Toma, since he found a dead creature in the area. The purple-haired Tensen tells his family not to underestimate the humans and plans to kill them all and use their bodies to make more elixir. Meanwhile, Hoko continues explaining Tensen's origins to Sagiri and her allies. He says there are 7 Tensen when there used to be only 1. He lists their names and says a hermit who mastered their art and became a god split into these 7 Tensen. They all look and sound the same, but they have different personalities. Hoko confirms he used to look like a human when he was a child alongside the other residents on this island. They prospered for many years but transformed into trees before they perished. Based on their faith, the residents believe by turning into trees near Horai, they ensure their souls get sent to Horai after death. Meanwhile, Gabimaru wakes up next to Mei. He ponders his fight with Eugene and says there must be a way to kill them. Suddenly, Gantetsusai and Fuchi encounter Gabimaru. The episode closes with Gantetsusai planning to kill Gabimaru. Fuchi preventing Gantetsusai and Gabimaru from fighting because he wants to assess the situation and gather intel from Gabimaru. Gabimaru bows before the two and asks them to join forces with him. Gantetsusai is a bit peeved by Gabimaru's actions, but Fuchi's willing to hear him out. Gabimaru shares his knowledge about the Tensen with them, puzzling Gantetsusai and Fuchi. Gantetsusai agrees to help Gabimaru because he's not interested in the pardon offer from the shogunate. He mainly wants to become immortal, not in the physical sense. He wants to be known as the man who defeated the Tensen. Fuchi finds his goal foolish but admits he's fascinated by immortal beings. Therefore, Gantetsusai and Fuchi accept Gabimaru's terms as long as he lets Gantetsusai defeat Tensen and Fuchi to dissect them after Gantetsusai and Gabimaru kill them. Before Gabimaru provides them with additional information, he notices Mei's older and can speak English. Gabimaru asks Mei if she's like the Tensen. Meanwhile, Senta asks Hoko questions about the Tensen. He feels this is a man-made religious environment created by one individual. This individual will only allow humans to leave the island when transformed into flowers. He reiterates that their best intention is to find the elixir and a way to escape. Although Yuzuriha believes Mei and Gabimaru perished, Sagiri argues he's alive and must be planning his next move. At the same time, Gabimaru asks Mei to tell him and his new comrades how they can defeat the Tensen. Mei says Tao and other things, confusing Gabimaru and his comrades. Meanwhile, Hoko confirms Tao is the power that flows through all things and the Tensen controls it. We cut to Nurugai trying to get Cheyenne to teach her how to wield a sword. Cheyenne doesn't want to help her because he doesn't want to see more people die before his eyes. He plans to avenge Tenza without Nurugai's involvement, but Nurugai insists on helping. Cheyenne explains the concept of waves to Nurugai. He says everyone has waves flowing through their system. This allows Cheyenne to know Nurugai's height, weight, and appearance. He argues using the waves improves one's senses and physical capabilities. We cut to Hoko, Mei, and Cheyenne explaining their different yet similar concepts to their teammates. Cheyenne demonstrates his understanding of everyone's waves by murdering the monsters around him. He hopes this will help Nurugai learn how to wield a sword professionally. He says he can't be his master due to his job, but Nurugai's free to study and learn to wield one. Meanwhile, Gantetsusai and Gabimaru get ambushed by some monsters. Gantetsusai says they can learn how to wield Tao by fighting the monsters. We cut to Tao Fa and Mudan getting intimate in a pit. Tao Fa tells Mudan that their plan to throw humans into the hole for elixir purposes is a genius move. Mudan says his human prey will never escape because the walls will block them. Chobei and Toma escape the pit. Chobei tells Toma that the creature's weakness is their groin or navel area. Suddenly, a creature, referred to as a doshi, spooks them and says he's come to observe them on orders from the Tensen. He states the Tensen are the creatures who hurt them. The doshi reveals his companions have gone out to scout the other humans who arrived on the island. The doshi asks Chobei and Toma to return to the hole to become Tan, but Chobei attacks the doshi and rips its arm off. Chobei plans to defeat the doshi to get answers about the Tensen, but the doshi doesn't plan to back down. Chobei asks Toma to fight the other creatures while he focuses his effort on the doshi. The episode closes with the doshi knocking Chobei out.
How was the video? We hope it was good. If so, please check these videos. Also, please comment down your thoughts and your suggestions for future videos. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing now to show the support to our channel. We hope to see you soon with another video right in this channel. Have a nice day.